Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play the Stanley Parable Deluxe, Ultra Deluxe, or should I actually say the Stanley Parable 2, the sequel?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sounds like it's raining. Buckets, I'm sorry. It's not you. It's me. I think we should see other people, Bucket. I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Bucket, but I just think we need some time apart, okay? Okay? Okay. Pull yourself together, Stanley. Pull yourself together.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That sounds like nice. It would be a nice thing.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think in this one we're gonna try and look for all these Stanley
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
There must be one around here somewhere. Oh. How do we get down? How do we get down there? Aha!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Nice, but oh, there's a vent. Wait, where the fuck am I?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had... You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Sorry, narrator. I'm sorry, narrator.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Dude, they're still missing. Okay, so we need... I am not looking at you, Bucket. We really need time for ourselves. I missed the Bucket. I need to stay strong.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, we're still looking for the figurines, and I noticed 2 left. These are hints. Somewhere both red and blue. I do not know what it is. A private but smelly place for an important person. That might be the executive bathroom. Let's see if we can find out.
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm sorry, narrator. Oh, jeez. Just want to find the mini stands.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Now, if that sounded right, there should be one in here. So there is. How did I miss this?
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anmarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anmarines. None of us can.
I missed my bucket. Can I just go back? Oh, it's closed. Oh, wait a second. Okay, elevator music. This I did not expect. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Pretty long elevator ride, do I say? Really catchy elevator music, though. Okay. Wait, this is just... What if I go down? So this is nothing. Oh, okay. That was a nice little distraction.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
That is quite calming.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Well, we're definitely getting close to whatever we're supposed to do. I'm just not sure what to think what's gonna happen when we get the figurines and if we're still stuck in the sequel. Like, there's so many things that are just all over my head at the moment here with the Stanley Parable.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah, let's not do that yet. I just want to get the last figurine, and I have an idea where it is, because if you played the previous Stanley Parable, you probably know what the red and blue probably mean. Should not be too much of a surprise. We'll probably get to that point at some point, but I just want to see if I can get through this. However...
But of course, Stanley thought better of it, and realized he simply had too much to live for. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I really I picked the one in the toilet earlier than I think.
What secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I do miss the bucket though. The bucket seemed like it had a lot of neat little interactions, but I think the bucket needs some time. I think me and the bucket really need some time for themselves, or each other.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What I really need is just to be able to the ability to see other buckets, and I think Bucket needs time to see other people.
It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating,
now
working,
I'm curious.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
I'm very curious how things are going to be in the future with this.
Began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its...
But now though, let's just do what we're supposed to do here. And let's see if we can get to the final statuette, because I know that's going to take us on a little bit of a wild path. But I want to see what happens in the future when we, you know, get whatever the prize is from the statuettes.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Perhaps I should bring the bucket here next time.
The immense door slowly opened. Stanley reflected.
But I think I've already done this with the bucket, so I have not activated the machine yet.
Co-workers gone. How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
It is a very beautiful scene, this one, although we've already done it before.
The possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Alright, let's get back and see what we can get through here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
not looking at you, not looking at you. Wait a second. What the... What? What's going on? Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire.
Now I know where I'm going with this one, because this should
lounge
be
was sublime,
Oh.
a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
darker, you say. But I think I know where I have to go.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So if we go this way...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Ah.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Let's just grab this one, though.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yay, I got all the figurines! Did you say the red or the blue door? Red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay, what's...
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Oh, this is quite pretty. Not gonna lie, this is pretty. Oh, more things! Oh, they're trying to show off all what the engine can do, I guess. Oh, this is great. Is there gonna be something else after these?
No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
Trying to enjoy the calmness. But I do want to know what's down there. Narrator.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh no. What am I going to do here?
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God you lived.
Again.
You had me worried there for a moment. Now, no.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because I won my reward for getting the figurines.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay, a little bit just for you, narrator. Just for you.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Well, it is very pretty. I want my rewards. I feel bad, though.
No, perhaps not.
A little bit of a cute drawing there. I feel bad.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
No, narrator, it's not like that at all. No, narrator, it's not like that at all. I love your game. I just want my reward for collecting those figurines. Sorry, narrator, but it's just how it is.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
I'm sorry, narrator.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I'm sorry, narrator, but I just really want my reward. I'm so sorry. This is making me feel so bad.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh, I feel so bad now for the narrator. The balloons are gone. Wait a second.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Okay, narrator. Okay, when Stanley found the figurine, yeah, sure. I'll indulge you. Narrator.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Oh god, I'm gonna break it.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised.
After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Really? I did not know that.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figly in this
Wait.
pink room.
Wait, what?
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
What? I don't remember this.
This was the fifth mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh my god! This is hilarious. Truly perfect work, narrator. Truly.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Now, can I get that one I didn't grab? No, I guess I cannot. Okay. Here's the final one.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment...
Well, except the one in the pink room. I don't remember that one.
Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
But I didn't pick up the one in the pink room.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
I am so confused and loving it all the time.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Yes, of course, narrator. Just, I don't remember that pink room. Where did that come from?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
Yes, truly a great video. But I don't remember this room.
Remember the pink room, Stanley? Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I'll grab it, I guess. I just don't remember this room.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
So far, I'm certainly having a lot of fun with this one. That's for damn sure.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
And the first one?
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
I'm not sure what came before this, narrator. Oh. Oh.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
What are we doing, narrator?
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Uh-oh. What are we doing now, narrator?
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
This is getting out of hand. Holy shit.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay. What the hell is going on? I'm sorry, Bucket, but I just can't. So quiet.
When Stanley
Oh,
came
oh.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm so confused. And there's no reward?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What the hell is going on?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
I am so confused now. Like, is this gonna be the final run? Or is it just going back to, like, being normal? Because he didn't really say anything introductory at the first segment. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, narrator.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm afraid. What's gonna happen to me?
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What's this place gonna do? Like, are you just gonna go forget about me, narrator?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Can I truly decide for real?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working.
I don't want it to end.
Monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't want this to end, narrator. I don't want it to end!
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode,
Oh, shit.
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Oh,
What a
no, no, no,
shame
no,
we
no,
have
no.
so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you.
Oh, no, 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 no.
me, where we're going. What all this means. I barely know where to start.
No, I don't want it to end, narrator.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
No, 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 no.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh no.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending. Just you being blown to pieces.
Oh, should I get it? There was like a passcode to this thing that works to this thing.
Another choice.
Shit. But now I can no longer tell them.
Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
And it's not the end. The end is never the end. The end is never the end. I'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye bye.